To ensure the highest level of customer service, calls may be monitored and recorded. Please hold while I try to connect you.
Sales can help you.
Hi, my name's Brad. I'm calling on the new 2023, last call cars for Dodge.
Okay. Looking for like a Hellcat and Scat Pack, or?
I would like to get a Hellcat. I'm interested, but if I get my hands on one of the special editions, I would. Are you guys doing big markups, or?
There is a markup, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be either 10 or 20,000 markup on those cars.
And what about the special editions?
Same thing. But right now, we currently don't have any, actually, or image or managers actually currently ordering cars at the moment. But they won't be here maybe within 5 or 6 months.
Oh, the cars won't even be there?
Available.
They won't
Correct.
be. So, but you're not even taking orders?
We are taking orders. If you want to take an order, you do have to come in and then speak to our inventory manager, and then you guys will sit together, find out what you guys want to order, and then just go from there.
And it's like 5 to 6 months?
Could be more or less, just depending, because everything right now is so kind of backed up. But we kind of aim around that area to be on the safe side. It could be less, it could be within maybe 3 months, depending. So.
All right, but 10 to 20,000 over MSRP.
Correct.
All right. Well, thanks. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All
Got
right. Let's try another one.
Apollo speaking. How can I assist you?
How you doing? I'm calling it on your Dodge Charger last call cars.
I'm sorry, you calling for
Sales?
for new or used sales?
New car.
Oh, yes, how can I assist you, sir?
Are you guys taking orders on 2023 Hellcats or special editions, or obviously not special editions,
Hellcat.
but yeah.
Well, last one we do have, I believe it's just a regular red eye. Maybe looking for Charger or Challenger?
Either, but the website says you guys have 5 available orders for Hellcat Chargers.
Right. Those are orders that we're still waiting on individuals to, inform us if they're going to move forward or not. Did you want us to, inform you if one of those become available?
I thought they just opened orders yesterday.
Right. So the ones are you asking to order one, or are you asking if we have one available?
No, to order. The 2023.
Oh, to order, yeah, we could do orders.
And are you guys doing markups on these?
If you order it, it's only a $5,000 markup. If you wait for it to arrive on our lot, it's an average of $25.
Whoa. And no flex on the 5,000?
I'm sorry, so what was the question?
No. So no matter what, there's a 5,000 though?
Only on specialized vehicles, including Hellcats, TRX, and Hellcat Durangos.
Okay.
Oh, and 392 Wranglers.
And no markups on Scat Packs?
Well, correct.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to get an MSRP. I bought 7 of these things in the last 3 years, so if I pay markups, I just get killed. So I got to keep calling down the list until I find somebody not going to do a markup. But I appreciate your help, man.
Just be aware that these cars, they do take an average wait time to 6 to 7 months to even arrive.
Wow.
So further along the year you wait, the more likely you won't even get close to that option that you're trying to get. Ours is even, relatively the cheapest you'll find out there. But yeah, keep us in mind, and if,
Yeah.
find a location is doing so, but...
Yeah, the problem is I'm using that horsepower locator, so it looks like I just have to go out of state. Because California's crazy. Everybody marks everything up, but if I order out of state, then I can just pay $1,200 to ship it, save $5,000, And I'll order today. I'm gonna order today. I'm not gonna wait. I just have to call, 30 dealerships to find somebody to not do a markup. But to save $5,000, it's worth it,
See, there's one thing that some locations are out of state are doing. Just be aware, where they'll say that they'll do it on condition that once they arrive, depending on the market, they can be adjusted. So just be aware of all those, you know,
Yeah.
all those things going on.
Yeah,
So,
no, I know.
yeah,
I bought
you know,
I bought a Hellcat. I bought 2 Scat Packs in Illinois, and they wrote in the
was that
thing
recently?
that they would honor the prices. It's just California. It's just hard, you know. People, you know, California prices are crazy. But same exact car, I'm sitting in a Scat Pack right now. I paid sticker for, you know. But
Right, yeah, that's a Scat Pack. Because all the Hellcats are going to be discontinued, and if you get, like, yourself, you know, a red-eye, then that's, you know, a specialized custom car that's, in the next 4 to 5 years is going to be triple the price because there's not going to be anything out there with that engine.
so I love you, dude, but there's, you know, that there's no, the demons didn't even triple in price. So there is no way in hell that thing is going to go triple in price. But hey, dude, you got to sell, brother. And I'm not even judging you, but when you say triple in price, I'm like, Amazon stock didn't even, I mean, there's like, that's insanity. Like, it's like no car has ever.
In California, people are paying an average of 25 to 40,000
Yeah,
over.
and that's pretty
and even
much
on like Raptors for Ford,
yeah.
It's like outrageous.
No, I'm with you, dude. I see it happening every day, but tripling, saying a $100,000 car is going to go to $300,000, that's a little crazy, you know. That's all. But I mean, it might. Demons are still 125 grand all day long on the market. If you want to buy one today, 125 grand with like less than 5,000 miles on them. So that's, you know, I get that they're definitely going to go up, but with the markups, you're pretty much preloading the entire appreciation of the car. You guys are taking it off the table up front. So that's I want to get the appreciation. So I just got to find one at sticker, man. But hey, dude, if people are eating that up, sell it to them. Tell them they're going to triple in price. I'll buy every one you got if it's at 25,000 markups. If you can guarantee me that car is going to triple in value. But you and I both know that ain't never going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, yeah,
All right.
keep us in mind, and if you know, be aware that we're actually one of the best price out there for a Hellcat if you order one.
Yeah, no, I almost bought a Scat from you guys a long time ago. I don't know if the guy's still there, but I like your dealership. And you guys got to do what you got to do to make money, dude. This is crazy times, so I don't blame you. But hang in there, rock and roll, make some money. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Have a good day.
See ya. It's gonna triple in value. Oh my God, these people are crazy. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that little clip. It's hilarious, the things that we get told nowadays. These cars, according to that gentleman at that Dodge dealership, will triple in just a few years. They will be worth 3 times. A $100,000 Hellcat will be worth $300,000. See, they are using FOMO, the fear of missing out, to send out all kinds of insane information to try and convince us that if we don't buy these cars right now at the ridiculous, insane markups that they're trying to put on us, then we're going to miss out. We're going to miss out on this incredible investment where most of us who spent our whole life investing in things seeing minimal returns at best, and in many cases, no returns. Yet suddenly, we're all going to become these genius investors when we buy a Hellcat Red Eye in the final year of production from Dodge, and we're going to be wealthy. Our retirement is going to be handled according to, let's call him George. It's not his name, but George at the Dodge dealership. Now, I'm able to record those because at the beginning, there's a recording telling me that they're recording me. So, dual party consent. We are in business where I could share that with you. But what I won't do is I won't share what dealership, and I won't embarrass the kid. But just be careful. This is the stuff they're saying, and we love these cars so much that they know we'll almost buy into it. Actually, many of us will buy into it for one major reason. We want to believe it. We want to believe it. The easiest sale to ever make with anybody is a sale to somebody who wants to believe the BS that you're selling. If you tell them, look, this thing will give you wings, it will make you fly, and I really want to fly, then I'm going to go ahead and drink that Red Bull. I mean, these are tactics that salespeople use to get people to do irrational, irresponsible things. And that's why I decided to make the video today on these markups and what's going on out there. It has gotten insane. They are going to be marking these things up to the moon. We kind of knew that was going to happen, but it turns out it's going to be even crazier in some cases And if we're not careful, we will get burned. Some of you already are getting burned. Now you're feeling good about it. You're like, hey, it's only $1,000, only $3,000. I feel like I got out lucky. And it's going to be an investment and it's the last call, everything else. And I get that. No question. There's some truth to that. But there's also a lot of baloney being sold out there while we're facing head on a pretty ugly economy and some ridiculous interest rates, where I believe there's a possibility that even if these cars all get picked up, that the opportunity to buy used ones are going to be there. And most of us plan to drive these cars. So don't fool yourself by thinking you're going to buy this car and own this car, invest in this car for the rest of your life, and it's going to provide for your retirement. One, if you drive the wheels off of that car, you're going to kill that opportunity, at least dramatically reduce it. And I'll share some examples on how that works as well, because the longer it takes for that car to appreciate, the shorter lifespan you have. And I don't know how many of you want to wait 50 years for that car to be worth double what you paid for it and have to fix it and keep it running and take care of it and keep the miles low. I don't know how many of you are committed to that. But let me show you what's going on with a lot of these markups right now. Switch my screen over here. All right, so I went ahead and screenshotted a bunch of these comments and other things that I found out there online, and I wanted to share this guy's channel, give him a little plug. Butter de Great. In my opinion, this man is going to blow past me with subscribers. He is so incredibly articulate, and his videos are so outstanding that I will tell you, if you're not subscribed to Butter de Great, you're missing out on some incredible content. I don't say that about a lot of channels. This dude puts so much time into his videos and research that I'm astonished at some of the stuff he's able to find and dig up. But the way he articulates his opinions and ideas and thoughts, it is eye-opening, and the guy's got just a massive brain, and I love his channel. No question, it's going to be a huge channel, so get in early, go subscribe to his channel. And I stole this off of his community page yesterday, where he put power brokers want $30,000 on every final edition. I didn't even ask. I just wanted to know how much a red-eye wide body would be, and still wouldn't tell me. And then they sent him this. This is hilarious. So, do you have time to discuss the jailbreak challenge you're interested in? Please give me a call. But then he says, it'll be a short call. It certainly will be. It'll be a short call for me too. Just to make sure I have all the details, I need to get your complete information. Right now, the special editions will be sold at $30,000 over MSRP before a required $5,000 non-refundable deposit. There is no expected time frame at this point on these orders, and the allocation is still limited for the standard jailbreak. I look forward to speaking to you. Well, hell yeah, he's looking forward to it. $30,000. So that's pretty freaking crazy when you think about it. We're talking about like demon markups from 2018. Then Badcat1 sent this, or put this on my comments. Called a bunch of dealers this morning for a super stock. The lowest markup I was quoted was 25 grand over. One dealer had the nerve to say 80 grand over MSRP. You will not be able to order a Hellcat for MSRP or a Scat. Thanks, Tim, for the markup locator. That's a good one. Thanks for the markup locator. This one, hello, Gary. Maybe he thinks I'm Gary. I don't know. But I got a call from Tobin in Nevada yesterday in regards to the Black Ghost. $200,000 over MSRP. I don't need the Ghost that bad. I wanted to give you a heads up so that your time isn't wasted. Thank you very much, Todd River, because I will not take any time to go to that dealership. We settled for the King Daytona for only $50,000 over MSRP. Best of luck in your search, brother. Peace and God bless. I hope when you say you settled for $50,000 over that you're not paying that. Please tell me you're not paying that, because you're basically buying a red eye with stickers on it for $50,000 over. Please tell me you didn't do that. And then Badcat1 already read his comment, which was great. So Jeff Dees contacted 3 dealers yesterday on a Challenger wide-body Hellcat from $5,000 to $15,000 over MSRP. I don't understand the 717 horsepower jailbreak if they got that wrong. I agree. They kind of slipped that on us. Maybe I missed it. But yeah, that's what they did. And I think the reason why they did it is, if you remember last year when you ordered a 2022, if you went to a regular Hellcat, your options were really limited. So they were pushing you, if you wanted a different interior and calipers and all those stuff, they pushed you to the jailbreak. I think now, since these cars are, for the most part, all going to be ordered, pre-ordered that you're going to be able to pick all the colors and everything else. So they opened up the jailbreak feature so that you can pick the car out however you want it and spec it out however you want it, with respect to availability of certain options, which I understand there is some shortage there. Also, I would expect that will entail a higher price. Next, the end is man. Maybe it is. All right, so if you had no choice but to get a Charger Scat Pack or Charger Jailbreak at markup between $1,000 and $5,000, would you do it, and how far would you draw the line on that markup? I'm trying to do some guesstimations aside from putting down that deposit because I want one of these models bad. He wants it bad. We all want that car bad. But here's the problem. $1,000 to $5,000 turns into $20,000 by the time the car shows up because they hope you back out and they're looking to push you out. But you were able to get their allocation of the dealership and built. That's my opinion. With that said, $1,000 to $5,000, I still wouldn't do it. It's like a religion to me. I will not pay $1 in markup. You should have that same exact rule. Start calling. Call all 1,000 dealerships or 500 dealerships. The top 500 dealerships. Call them all and save yourself that money. But what about 1,000? I'm not letting them do it. I have this weird, sick feeling to let them just take it just for the sake of taking it. But Brad, it's gonna be a rare car, and it's gonna be worth so much more money someday. Maybe not, and maybe you would get one if you just were patient and waited and let this economy tank a little bit and let a lot of people back out of theirs. Maybe you could find one for MSRP if you just slow down and be a little patient. Just my opinion. Next. A Desert 215 in Las Vegas is hand down the way to go. If you're traveling to Nevada, I ordered a 2022 Hellcat Charger under MSRP through them. Tobin Dodge is $10,000 markups, and Chapman is also $10,000. So see, proof in the pudding here. If you do your searching, you will find one. How about this? A salesman posted on one of the Mopar Old Muscle Cars wrote on one of the Mopar muscle pages earlier tonight with his dealer markups. Jailbreak was a $25,000 markup. And I'm telling you, folks, the banks aren't going to play with these things. They're going to say no to the markups, which means you're going to have to come up with that in cash. And they're just not going to finance that in. So that limits the amount of buyers as well. People drop in $25,000. But Brad, there's so many people out there who have cash to do this with. Yeah, and it was in the stock market, and that went down 25%. So I'm sorry, but I think there's people out there that are smarter and wiser who have made that money that aren't going to give it away as easily for a car that has had the same body style for 10 years or whatever it is. Next, back on the road trucking. Ripped off for the last call badge. 175,000 Canadian for Superstock. LOL. Used 2022 for 120,000. So let's be glad we're not in Canada. And to my Canada friends to the north of us, I am sorry. You've been getting nailed on these cars since the beginning. So that's just part of being in Canada, I guess. And then this one from Brian E. OC Motivator, order in, baby. Check this out, everybody. Happy ending here. MSRP plus tax for a 2023 Charger Red-Eye Jailbreak. $2,000 deposit and a credit check up front was a little strange. I agree, it's a little strange. But, hey, they want to make sure you're not just wasting their time and make sure you don't have this, 300 FICO score and just finished bankruptcy and not going to be able to take delivery of the car. Because I think part of them believe also that this economy is tepid. There's a chance they could be sitting on a car and not be able to sell it. I mean, it could happen. I mean, it's probably rare, but it could happen depending on how bad things end up. So, seemed a little strange, but he went for it. Of course he did, because he got it at MSRP. And Brian, kudos to you. Everybody, let's give him a hand. He deserves this for the hard work he put into it. And the rest of you should put hard work into this. But now, let me close this screen and talk about why I think we're not going to be seeing these cars go through the ceiling in value, or at the very least, if you pay a markup, you're going to end up getting burned. And the reason being is if we look at history a little bit, or at the very least, look at the Dodge Demon, we can see that the Dodge Demon was doing the same thing in 2018. Let's liken that to last call, because it was the last call. They were never going to do it again, even though they're going to build a jailbreak that is almost the same exact horsepower and sell it to us and call it something else. But I get it. And they rolled out the Superstock. So this car went for $175,000, and some of them were over $200,000. We remember when this was happening. I remember the average was about 150, 160, 170,000. I was looking at one, a green one, for $159,000. I was like, There's no damn way this would ever happen. Of course, some athlete, sports star bought it, and it was gone the next day. And these people who did this were doing it, in many cases, primarily not to race it, not to drive it, not to enjoy it, but to stick it in their garage, speculate, and then turn the thing around for $300,000 or some ridiculous amount. The problem is when a dealer asks for $175,000, what they're doing is they're front loading the appreciation. Meaning, yes, these cars will appreciate, but when you pay a markup, you're basically paying the appreciation up front, meaning you're hoping you will maybe break even on that car over the next few years. But it's the last year of the same car that's been being sold for years and years and years. Let's not fool ourselves into thinking that these are lottery tickets that we're going to buy and suddenly going to go through the ceiling. We're probably going to see some depreciation in these things in the economy, and with gas prices, energy issues, and all kinds of other stuff, EPA stuff, all this stuff that's probably going to make it not super desirable to some people out there. And if, just maybe if, this electric Banshee thing and these other cars start to take off, then maybe these are sitting in our garages waiting until they become nostalgic. And nostalgia drives dollars to people. The problem is they won't be nostalgic for a while because there are so many of them out there. Let's go ahead and look at what demons are going for now. 124,000, look at this, 127,000, 128,000, 129,000, 2,700 miles. There's one right around the corner from me I saw, 14,000 miles for 127,000, 129, 137. I would say pretty much every one of these people who paid the markup paid way more than what they're selling the car for now. And we're talking about 4-5 years later. Now, they're not able to get these crazy prices. And all through the crazy economy the last 2 years with interest rates really, really low, they were still dangling around that 125, 110, 115, 130 range. You've got speculators out there that are still thinking, okay, it's the last year, last call. Let's go ahead and raise our demons up. Maybe we can cash out of these things now. So if we go down here, you can see all these guys down here that are starting to raise their prices. And if we go to the next page, you'll see the $200,000 price tags. I promise you these cars are not going to be sold unless you get down to one of these 581 miles on this car, 228 miles. That means you got to not be able to drive your car. If they can get that price, it's going to be because that car has basically never been driven more than around the block a couple times, which is a shame, but that's how they're getting that price. But the rest of the cars with miles on them, that's cool. I don't know about you all, but I don't have enough money to sit a car for $130,000 in my garage and wait 10, 15, 20 years, maybe even 50 years, like people have had to wait for the Camaros. People had to wait for the Camaros to get to these $100,000 price ranges. 69 Camaro, one of my favorite cars, car I wanted when I was in high school. Parents were not going to let me have it. Thought I'd get out there and kill myself, grow my hair real long, get an earring, and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So they were not down for it. But nonetheless, you can still get them. Here's one, convertible 69.9. By the way, convertibling these cars, I think, would kill the value long term also. 145,000 for another 69. And this is where the miles don't matter. But mind you, we're past 50 years later. And yes, over time, these cars have been, 20, 30. I remember you can get them for $30,000, $25,000. And yes, they went through the ceiling, but they will also fluctuate. So, Superbirds. Let's talk about a really rare car. Superbirds going for $1 million, $500,000, depending on the condition, miles, if there's any accidents, if it's all original. There's 1,935 Superbirds. Now, those cars, no question, are the epitome of ridiculous appreciation and rarity. 1,935 total Superbirds were made, going for $500, $600 million. You're hearing these prices, and if you want one, you're going to pay through the nose. Mind you, these Superbirds, again, we're talking about like 50 years old. So let's go to how many Hellcats? Well, through 2020, I think it was, maybe 2019 actually. Through 2019, there were 57,000 Hellcat-powered Dodges. And if we just figure there's another, let's just say for the last 2 years, another 15,000 Hellcats out there, then you're looking at 75,000 Hellcats between the jailbreak variants and all these other variants that are out there right now. And yes, they're getting total driven industries and all kinds of crazy stuff's taking place to limit these numbers and maybe help them get some footing. But I'll tell you, with that many of these things out there, it's going to be a very long time. And I'll tell you right now, if you get it for sticker, you're probably going to be okay. And maybe you will make $15,000, $20,000. But if you give that to the dealership, they will have taken the appreciation up front and left you with nothing. And that sucks. So you better really enjoy that car, better love that car, and better live a long time to see that thing become some ridiculous triple in value, even doubling in value car. It's just not going to happen. It's not that special of a car. I have a Lamborghini in my garage. They only made like 3,000 or 4,000 of those things. And that car that year, actually, I think combined years, anyways, that car is not worth, it's still worth half of what it was when it was new. So it'll come back. Yes, it will. But that car's 16 years old. I'm still waiting. Now, yes, over the last 2 years, it went up a little bit, maybe $20,000, $25,000, and now it's settling back down. At some point, like the Diablos and the Countaches and a lot of these older Lamborghinis, it will get traction and it will go through the ceiling. No doubt. Is that why I own it? Absolutely not. I own it because I like to drive it. Am I going to hope and pray and wait for that car to be worth more money and sit in my garage on blocks? Absolutely not. I'm going to drive the wheels off of it and have a lot of fun in it. And it's not an investment to me because by the time that car shoots through the ceiling in value, I will have either put 100,000 miles on the thing or sold and traded it off. And at that point, maybe it goes back to $200,000. And then with inflation, that $200,000 really isn't as much money as it would have been, and I've had to keep that thing alive, running, maintained that entire time. So, nope, I'm not banking on that thing becoming a huge investment, nor should any of you think that this is going to be this great investment. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun and just a blast to drive around and awesome to go to car meets and flex that you got one of them, totally. But don't let the dealer have your appreciation. You get that appreciation or don't do it. And then lastly, I did find a great article here on, when does a car begin to appreciate in value? And it's like stock. None of us know exactly. I mean, you could do a bunch of research, but if you look at over the years, like the Pontiac Aztec, just because that was the last year of something when they discontinued it, doesn't mean someday it's going to be worth a ton of money. With that said, some stupider cars in the past have, and maybe 50 years from now, one of those will be in a museum. It's going to be worth a ton of money. But I'll tell you right now, as wonderful as these cars are, as great as they are, as much as I love them, this article basically makes it clear when they even talk about the 70 Chevelle. 5 to 10 years later, decent price, but today in 2014, they're very sought after. So think of how long it took to get there. What was that? 2014 took it to 44 years for it to be worth a bunch of money now and better be in some decent condition. So I will just tell you all that my message today is be careful with the markups, hold firm, stand tall with your money in your hand, and know that you are a smart person that knows how to spend your money wisely, and don't go paying these markups. Hold out. Frankly, if all of us held out just a little bit more, the dealers could be brought to some sanity. I think they're out of their minds. They're saying anything to get you all to believe it, and they're driving that FOMO home that is making people make really bad decisions and spend way too much on these cars. Yes, they're special, and yes, they're spectacular, and yes, I love them tremendously. Yes, I have this sad feeling because I built this channel on Mopar, and I feel like that's going away. I feel like it's escaping me at this point, and all the memories that I've had are going away. It's really, really sad because I planned 10 years worth of these cars, continue to buy them as they changed the body styles and made them better and nicer. And now we're going to some electric thing. I don't want anything. Maybe a 6-cylinder twin turbo or something they'll do, and maybe I'll buy that thing. And if that happens, these cars may not be as popular. I mean, we're going to love them because we love them, but probably collectors aren't going to want them for a while. And you're going to be sitting on a car that you paid $50,000 over, kicking yourself in the rear end. And I don't want any of you to do that. So please be careful and feel free to disagree with me, but just be respectful in the comment section. I'm always respectful to all of you, so just give it back. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Stay motivated, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.